Hi, everybody, and welcome to this Bulls Update. My name is Paul Peck, joined by UB Wrestling coach John Stutzman. Big win means it's time for the big dog, and we got you in here after a big one. A win, 23-12 over Kent State. First time University of Buffalo has beaten the Golden Flashes since 2005. Give me a sense of the significance of this one for your guys.
Well, it's huge. Last year they beat us 32-3. So we kind of reversed that fortune this year. But it's just a learning process, and we got to keep building for the next competition.
I know that they're one of the measuring sticks for you in the Mid-American Conference. And to see you go from that loss last year to this win this year, what does that tell you about your team?
Well, when we compete, we're pretty good. And as long as we keep competing, we're going to have a chance to winning a lot of matches.
Is this the kind of a win because your guys know how good they are, that there's a little bit of a different level of confidence and feel from your guys after this one?
I think so. Whenever you win, you gain confidence. So hopefully we can keep that ball rolling a little bit.
All right, let's take me through some of the big wins in this match against Kent State. Let's start with Kyle Atkins.
Well, first of all, he hasn't wrestled since the MAC championships last year. So he's been out for 3 months with a hernia, sports hernia, and then he came back and got a major decision, which was it was a little nervous. I was a little nervous just based on I didn't know how he'd respond, but came out really strong and scored a lot of points, and that's all we can ask for.
And my correction to Kyle, it's Akins, not Atkins. After a win like that, we better get his name right, so I apologize for that. Then you follow up with one of the biggest ones of this match, which was Brian Lantry beating the 19th ranked wrestler in the country.
Well, it's consistency. Brian trains at a high level every single day. He's been consistent all summer, and he's 6-1 right now, 6-7-1, and he's a national caliber guy. I keep telling people this, and sooner or later they're going to believe it and they're going to catch on to it.
At 149, Colt Cotton then with a victory.
Well, he's doing what he's supposed to do. I say this all the time. He came here to win matches, and now he's really starting to win matches, and it has to do with his consistency and his training.
Alex Smith then kept it rolling.
Alex, a huge win. I'm really happy for Alex. Alex was a kid. We pulled his red shirt, talked about it a little bit, and he had a tough struggle against Ohio, and this kid beat him last year 7-3, and we get a 12-4 win. So really happy for Alex.
At 165, Tyler Rill then with a victory.
He's another kid that hasn't wrestled much this year. He's wrestled 2 matches up until that point. We got him ready, and he beat a good kid. He was in a situation, he was in a dog fight, and he toughed out a win, so that was huge.
And then I know we've talked an awful lot about James Benjamin this year. He comes up with another victory at 197.
Typical James, he's getting beat up a little bit and hits a 6-point move and jumps out 6-1. So James is doing what he's supposed to do. He's progressing, and we're just excited for to get to this stretch this season coming up.
All right, so moving forward now, you come off a big victory like that. You've got Indiana and Indiana Tech this coming weekend, but what's the momentum that can be built from this?
Well, you can lose it real quick, so we got to hope that we have a good week of training. I know it's tough with finals, but if we have a good week of training and we go into Indiana and compete really hard, I think we can get 2 wins, but it's not going to be easy. Indiana, they're really good, and Indiana Tech's ranked number 2 in the country in NAIA, so it's going to be a challenge, and hopefully we're ready.
Maybe it's early for you to answer this question, but is this victory over Kent State potentially the turning of the corner for where your program is been and where it's now headed?
I hope so. My first year here, we got laughed out of the gym at Kent State. In the second year, we got beat pretty good here at home, and then last year we got beat 32-3. So there's definitely progression. I think we're going in the right direction. Now we just got to get over the hump and beat some of these other MAC teams and these other Big Ten schools.
All right, those are the challenges moving forward for John Stutzman's UB wrestling team off the big victory over Kent State. We'll check in with you a little bit later on in the season. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
John Stutzman, the UB wrestling coach, we thank him for joining us on this Bulls Digital Update.